Hello and welcome to MomentUM. It's a great week on UM's campus. On Monday, UM's Freshman Forum hosted goat yoga on Flower Hill Lawn. Now students are getting ready to head home for spring break. Meanwhile, in the musical theater department, tickets are now on sale for UM's theater department's production of A New Brain. Speaking of musical theater, fans are currently furious for West Side Story's actress Rachel Zegler upon learning that she wasn't invited to the Oscars. The Oscars aren't the only big event going on this week at the NCAA basketball tournaments are underway, and our MomentUM crew caught up with students to find out about their brackets.
But Beyonce had the greatest album of all time. Hi, my name is Michelle Brewster, and I am not a mass comms major. But when your friend is a mass comms major, you find yourself doing videos like these. I'm actually an exercise science major. Today, we're going to be asking people questions about March Madness.
I mean, I say it's in, even though I don't care about it. A bunch of other people do. And as long as the teams give like 100%, anything is possible. And them boys be fine out there. You be seeing them folks, in them little bitty shorts.
Oh, it's basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. I have bad experiences. Too many basketballs hit me in the head in high school.
Oh, sorry.
Here we have some people that knew things about March Madness.
So I have not been able to tune into all the games, but the games I have been able to tune into, I've been happy with the teams that I got picked. You know, Coach K, it's his last year at Duke, so I've really been rooting for the Blue Devils, hopefully to win.
You see, we're Auburn fans, so we really thought Auburn was going to go all the way because their season was good.
Yeah.
But, you know, they ain't make it that far. And it kind of hurt my feelings, but, you know, it's all right. You know, you got to, you can't always win.
I did have a bracket. My team that I picked lost, so I'm busted. I picked Tennessee.
I ultimately did not have a bracket this year, mostly because this year is unlike any other.
Yeah, I lost in like the first round, so I won't be making a bracket next year.
It is called March Madness because you can expect the unexpected. Top-seeded teams are known to lose to lower-seeded teams during this time. This is one reason why getting a perfect bracket is so difficult. What do y'all think of March Madness currently?
Well, I think that March Madness really lives up to its name, and it's very madness, you know, and it's very crazy. There's a lot of upsets, like Kentucky losing to St. Peter's, and also Michigan winning and going into round 32.
And was that expected?
No, it wasn't.
No one expected St. Peter's, especially as a lower school, you know, to barely have the money to be the big SEC powerhouse like Kentucky. So, you know, like you said, it's madness. It's March.
Yeah, and then Michigan moving on. Same thing for the women's bracket as well, for Iowa losing a couple days ago, with each of them moving on. And it's been a lot of brackets being busted. Each round, I think there are no more perfect brackets left. I want to say out of the 17 million, zero.
For both
men and women.
So in both men and women, has there ever been a moment where there has been a perfect bracket?
I don't think so.
I mean, in the earlier rounds, you know, it was to a certain point where people had a perfect bracket, but, you know, as you know, this work, the mathematics is over with. So.
So I want to know, what is y'all's favorite team? Who are y'all rooting for?
Well, so personally, I'm a North Carolina fan, but I think Gonzaga is going to win the tournament overall. They're too talented. They have too many players that are really good on their team. But it is March Madness, so anything can happen.
Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, but I'm from Tuscaloosa, so, you know, it's roll tide. I'm with Alabama. But like you said, Gonzaga has too many good people. They had Drew Timme, and, of course, the 7'2", KD, Chet Holmgren. Yeah, so, you know, I feel like they're going to take it all the way. And as far as women go, you got to go South Carolina.
Yeah, you got to go South Carolina, but I personally picked Stanford for the women's side. But as far as for the men's side, everybody wants to jump on Gonzaga. Arizona is also up there. Everybody was saying Baylor, but again, the madness got them again. They are out in the second round. So it's really difficult to pick just based on who's the powerhouse. And just like we saw in the women's bracket, Iowa lost. And they were also a championship contending team, so it's really difficult.
So last year, I know there was a big upset with women's team and how funding was allocated for them versus men. Could y'all talk about how it maybe is different this year Is it better? Is it worse? Could y'all elaborate on that?
I feel like they're getting more recognition that they most definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
You know, last year, as far as women's tournament, they weren't getting enough the right housing as men, food, weight room was bad.
Very unequal.
Yeah, it was very unequal. So I feel like as the future goes on, we just need to keep pushing women's basketball and women's sport in particular into the spotlight. Let's try to get a little
And I believe that NIL deals is a game breaker
for women's basketball.
Yeah, women's basketball.
Yeah, and along with those NIL deals, a lot of the arguments will usually come through with TV ratings, or I don't see the same support as for men. Iowa basketball just disproved that with over 14,000 person crowd. South Carolina is proving that pretty much every week. And then on top of those, you're getting much more upsets in women's basketball than usual. And so, yeah, that's very much equality. So.
Okay, so going back to women's sports, what do y'all think has been the main difference with the men and women? I know they're two different teams, but in terms of work ethic, visibility, like y'all said, what has been really different this year?
Yeah, so for broadcast coverage this year versus last year and other years in the past, broadcast coverage, I have noticed that more women's games, because ESPN owns the rights to their broadcast, they have been putting them directly on, instead of just ESPN News or the small ones, they're putting them directly on ESPN. The Iowa game and the South Carolina game following up, they are both on ABC. And so alongside that, like I said, there's a lot more expectations for the men to be more exciting. But with the women's game, it's not necessarily that it's a different game, it's a different played game. And so it's just, yeah.
Well, the women's tournament is also currently being played. How was our bracket, or how?
My bracket is busted.
Beyond.
Too many upsets. Too many teams who should have won. Lost.
I gotta stop putting money on Alabama.
Putting money on Alabama or Auburn.
Well, I mean, it's the home team, Roll Tide, like you said. You gotta root for them.
Maybe for football, but not for basketball.
Really? So I'm just interested, is the women's basketball, or is the basketball program as good as the football program at Alabama?
Ooh, Lord. No.
Y'all give me an example.
It's really just a coin flip with the men's basketball team. You're either going to get a real good team that can go out and beat Gonzaga like they did, or you're going to get one that's going to lose twice to Auburn. Like, I don't know.
It's very 50-50 split.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to have a coin toss to just pray that they can win.
Football, you can go out there, you can get, have time of your life and you're not even worried about the game. They're going to win by 40.
Yeah, and then for the women's side, Stanford this year is actually, I believe it's a title contending team. I think they're one of the 1 seeds. But as far as their men's football team versus their women's basketball team, it's very, very much more successful. So.
Well, thank y'all. That was very enlightening. But March Madness isn't the only sport craze happening right now. Esports has taken the sporting world by storm, and MomentUM is going live to the Esports room for more.
Has been popular since the 80s and the 90s. The rise in esports at a college level gives students a great opportunity to utilize their interests and to form team building skills. Today we're here with esports team members Donovan, Logan, Jake, and Colton. So Logan, first question to you. How long have you been playing video games, and how has being on this team impacted your college experience?
Yeah, I've been playing video games since I was about 6 years old, started out with this game named Spyro, and it's really impacted my college experience because it's allowed me to take on leadership positions that I really didn't know I could take on.
All right, and question for all of you, what game do you play for the team? Donovan?
I play Smash Ultimate, which is our team's in-person game. Whenever we're competing, we're going out, playing off campus. We'll travel to Birmingham, travel to Auburn, and we're out here making names for ourselves.
All right, Logan?
I play League of Legends, and this semester we're actually competing in our Peach Belt Conference, which we leave for tomorrow.
Great. And Jake?
Colton and I play the only first-person shooter called Overwatch, and we're also branching out and starting a Valorant and Halo team.
All right, Jake, What is the best part about being on this team?
It really helps build unity and team bonding, and really helps grow like a family.
Right, and Colton, how do you feel about the rise in popularity of esports as a competitive sport?
I'm very excited for esports competitively. I've watched tournaments of games like Halo, League of Legends, Rocket League, Overwatch, Smash Ultimate, and it's just so exciting to be there. It's such a spectacle. I think it's going to rise above some of the modern sports we have today. And the great thing about it is there's actually money there, even at the collegiate level. You've got scholarships that help students maintain their studies while playing for the team.
Right, and is there anything any of you guys would like to add about esports that I maybe didn't ask about?
I think it allows an opportunity for people that might have been overlooked in the past to really rise up and take public platforms and public leadership outside of college, something that we as gamers weren't offered in the past.
All right, thank you guys so much. And with Women's History Month coming to an end, we wanted to visit with some of the women on the esports team to talk about their experience on the team. Hello, ladies. I am here with Kai and Ashley. So, Kai, how long have you been playing video games?
I've been playing video games since I was about 5. My first video game was actually Luigi's Haunted Mansion on the GameCube.
Ashley?
I've been playing games for 21 years. My first 3 games were Muppet Monster Adventure, WWF Attitude, and Siphon Filter.
All right. And how has being on this team impacted your college experience?
Actually getting to just see what this is all about, there's just nothing like it, and I'm really blessed. It's really amazing.
Okay, Kai?
It's really great to be able to make some actual cool friends for once.
So what game do you play for the team?
I'm on the Overwatch team with Jake and Colton.
All right, Ashley?
I will be streaming, and I'm very excited about that.
All right, can you tell me a little bit more about streaming?
So I'm probably going to be streaming using Twitch mostly, and I just can't wait to just dive in and just see how that's going to be.
All right. So how do you feel about the rise in popularity of esports?
I think it's amazing. I mean, I just think that this is just a different community. It took a while to get here, but, I'm just grateful that it's, finally here, and they're finally getting the platform to see what it's about.
Okay, and a lot of people consider esports to be a male-dominated scene. Do you have any opinions on that?
It really is. If you look at our Overwatch team, there are 3 girls and then 8 guys, so.
Ashley?
While it is male-dominated, I mean, girls play games too, and we look really good doing it.
Have to. And last question, what upcoming games do you see in the near future being implemented along with other games you are currently playing?
I would really love to see Outlast be streamed.
Since we're starting streaming, I think we should do team versus team Minecraft things. I think that could be fun, like the Rocket League team versus the League of Legends team doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I think that could be fun.
All right, and is there anything else you guys would like to add about esports that I haven't asked about?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, thank you all so much. We hope you enjoyed a look at UM's esports teams. Let's take it back to the studio.
So I just want to see what y'all's reactions from the esports segments. What do y'all think about Women's History Month within esports and what women have to bring to esports?
I honestly think that there's a new revolution coming through women in esports because yes, the women have always been here, but they've never gotten the same recognition. And so segments like this, but a lot of their success has come based on, how they've been based on not specifically their play, but what they do afterwards. So if they look, did they look presentable? Did they look good? And so now it being, how good are you playing?
Yeah.
Is very important.
And for esports, there's less of a physical barrier. So really, it's like a unisex thing, a whole organization of men and women together. So
It's very big. I feel like, it's women, especially in general, just come a long way. I feel like we got a long way to go, but it's going to get there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get there.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. Join us next time on MomentUM for a visit with some theater students. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.